Assalamu alaikum. How are you, my dear students? Hope you will be fine and okay. I welcome you into my uh, mm, lecture. It is lecture number third, current electricity. In my today lecture, I will brief you about the effect of temperature and resistance, temperature coefficient of resistance, variation of resistivity with temperature. So let us start with the name of Allah Almighty. The first topic is the effect of temperature and resistance. So if you remember my second lecture where I told you about the ohmic and the non-ohmic conductors, right? You remember the non-ohmic conductors. In the non-ohmic conductors, where I told that these are the kind of conductor for which the non-linear relationship, there is non-linear relationship of I versus V, right? And then I told you that the examples, the various example, for example, the filament of the bulb, right? In some metals are conductors, and then I told you about the semiconductors also. And one I told you that for the metallic conductors, which is non-ohmic and linear, then I told you that resistance increases with increase in temperature. And for the semiconductor, I told you resistance decreases with increase in temperature. So today I will explain the effect of temperature on resistance. So in order to explain this, let us consider of conductor of length L, area of cross section A, which is connected across the battery source, potential difference source V. You see here, these are the atoms, right? And you see the dash part, like that is the path of the electron as it moves under the influence of external electric field. So I told you that in case of the metallic conductor, if you increase the temperature, then the collision between the atoms and the free electron increases due to the high vibrational motion of the atoms, and this causes the electrons to slow down. So the drift velocity decreases and the current decreases. If you remember, I told you that V drift is directly proportional to I. Now let us consider, for example, if we have R naught is the resistance of the conductor at 0 degree centigrade. This is what resistance of the metallic conductor, resistance at 0 degree centigrade, right? And if we raise the temperature, for example, if the temperature is raised from 0 to T naught degree centigrade or to T degree centigrade, then its temperature will change, its resistance will change from R naught. If this is changed to T degree centigrade, then the resistance will change to RT, and this is the resistance at T degree centigrade. Now, experiment shows that the change in resistance, this delta R, which equals RT minus R naught, this change in resistance, and this change of resistance delta R, it is directly proportional to the original resistance or to the resistance at 0 degree centigrade. And this is equation number 1. And this is the resistance is directly proportional to the increase in temperature. Rather, we might write delta T like this. So this delta R, if I combine it into a single equation, it will be R naught into T. Or we can write that if we remove the constant of proportionality, so alpha R naught T, and this alpha equals the ratio of change in resistance to the original resistance times the temperature. Now, this is called the coefficient of what we call this as coefficient, the coefficient of temperature. This is called what? The coefficient of temperature. And this coefficient of temperature, we define this as the frictional increase. The frictional increase in the resistance of the conductor, in the resistance of the conductor or a substance per unit rise in temperature, per unit rise in, per unit rise in what? Per unit rise in temperature, right? The SI unit of this is per Kelvin, right? Why? Because ohm and ohm will get cancelled. So this, whereas the frictional increase in the resistance of the conductor per unit rise in temperature, this depends upon the nature of the conductor, and the nature of what? It depends upon the nature of the conductor. Now you see that how this affect the resistance. This coefficient, temperature coefficient, it is different for different material and depends on the type of the conductors also. For example, we will use this alpha temperature coefficient. It is positive for certain material, positive, for example, for the copper, gold, and this is negative for another kind of material, right? For example, the germanium and silicon, right? They are different for different substance. Sorry, this is negative, right? This is what? This is negative. We call this as PTC. Those elements or those substances are called PTC, and these substances are called what? NTC. Now, what does the PTC and the NTC stands for? NTC means negative temperature coefficient, and PTC means positive temperature, negative temperature coefficient, negative temperature coefficient. And PTC means positive temperature, positive temperature coefficient, positive temperature coefficient, right? Now, what does this means? That for the PTC, what is going to happen? That is the resistance increases. The resistance increases with increase in temperature, with increase in what? With increase in temperature, right? And for the NTC, it is opposite, decreases resistance. What? Resistance decreases with increase in what? With increase in temperature. What actually mean it? And here the RT is greater than R naught, and here the RT is less than what? The R naught. And this is why it produces negative. So the delta R will be negative here, negative delta R, and here we have the positive delta R. Now, if you just look to these graphs, the effect of the temperature, here you see, look, this is the resistance, and here you see the temperature. Now, different material, as I told you, it is different for different material, they respond differently. Look at the platinum, and the platinum have a very smooth eye, that is the temperature resistance relationship, and you see the graph is a very much good straight line, right? And here you see that, look at this thing for the copper. As the temperature of the copper increases, then the resistance also increases, right? Similarly, if you see for the nickel, then for the nickel the temperature increases and the resistance increases, but the very much uniform relationship of increase in temperature and increase in resistance for the platinum. So this is why platinum is usually most often used in the resistance, that is in the measuring resistance effect of certain substance, sorry, temperature of certain substances, and you may say thermostat or thermometer, right? That is which can be used to measure higher temperatures, right? Now look at the PTC, the positive temperature coefficient. For example, the copper or the nickel or the platinum. You see, look here in this case, as you know, that if the temperature increases, what happens to the resistance? The resistance increases. Better it should be, we should have it like the other way, the temperature and the resistance, and then the graph would go this way. So you see, and here for the other substances, for the NTC, you see as the temperature increases, then first for the PTC, as the temperature increases, look, then what happens? The resistance also increases. You see, look at the resistance. So at the smaller temperature, the resistance is what? The resistance is, sorry, the resistance is also small. But contrary to the uh, mm, PTC, the NTC, the negative temperature coefficient, like germanium and silicon, as you see the temperature increases, the resistance, what? The resistance is going to decrease. Now, why is this one? This is what I already explained to you many times. This is what I already explained to you. But this one, I did not. The NTC, why this thing happens for the NTC? For the semiconductor substances like silicon or germanium, as I told you, I'm sorry that if I write the symbol wrong. You see that, look, for the silicon or the germanium, they are covalent bonded, okay? And you see that there is a sharing pair of electrons. For example, look, if this is silicon, and silicon have 4 valence electron, and if it is bounded by another silica atom from all side, as you see like this, and this is silica, this is silica, this is silicon, this is silicon, as you see. Now look, it has also one electron, it has also one electron, it has also one electron. So you see that there is a sharing pair of electrons like this, and it seems that as its outer shell is complete, though it is not. Why? Because it is due to the sharing of the electron. Now when you increase the temperature, by increasing the temperature, what happens? That upon increase of temperature, the covalent bond breaks and some of the electrons are liberated. In these electrons then acts like what? They acts like a free electron. For example, here, from here, it is just gone, liberated or free, like this one. And then this will become the current carrier. So this is one of the reason that if you increase the temperature of the NTC type material, then its resistance decreases rather than increase. So you must remember this thing in your mind. Now let us continue with our previous equation. Is I told you that, look at this delta R, that this delta R is equal to what? It's equal alpha into R naught into T delta T, better to write. This RT minus R naught, and this will be equal to alpha R naught T. R temperature at T degree centigrade is equal to R naught plus alpha R naught T. It is just very similar to that of the linear expansion due to heating or due to rise in temperature. So this RT is equal R naught into 1 plus temperature coefficient of the material into what? Into T. So that is how you can find the final resistance due to increase in the temperature, right? That is all about what? That is all about the effect of temperature on resistance. The next one, the temperature coefficient of resistance, as I explained to you, the temperature coefficient of the resistance also, that the temperature coefficient of the resistance may be positive, it may be negative, depends upon what? Depends upon the type of the material. For example, for the semiconductor, this is negative, and for the metallic conductor, that is positive, right? And I explained to you why it is positive in one case and why it is negative in another case, right? So that is our most important. That our next topic is the variation of variation of what? The variation of resistivity, the variation of resistivity with temperature, with temperature, the variation of resistivity with temperature, that how they that how it changes with variation of resistivity with temperature, right? Now let us see that as we know that for the resistivity, if you remember, I told you that resistivity is equal to what? What was the resistivity? That R was equal to rho into L by A, right? Let us adjust our this equation. Now today we want to see the relationship between the resistivity and the temperature. So you know that for the R naught, how it will look like for the R naught. This equation will be what? This will implies that we have R naught and we have what? And we have this rho naught and we have this L and we have this A. As the temperature changes, the resistivity changes. And for RT, what we can write? We can write it as what? Rho into rho into T into L by A, as you have seen. Now you already know that rho that you already know that this rho is in fact equal to this rho is in fact equal to what? This is equal to rho is equal to AR by what? This is equal to AR by L, like this one. So now you see, let us put the same parameters into what? Into our equation, that how it will look like. But better to do it for the equation like this one, as you see here. Better not to use this. Look, what is for the RT? What I'll be writing for the RT? Let I label this as equation number 1. So now you just see, look at this thing here, that for the RT I will be writing rho T L by A, right? This equation is better, right? And for R naught I will be writing rho naught L by A into 1 plus alpha into 1 plus alpha into what? 1 plus alpha into 1 plus alpha into T, like this. So you see L and L get cancelled and we have what? We have this rho T will be equal to this rho T. It will be equal to L, sorry, rho naught into what? 1 plus alpha into T, right? So the same equation describes the effect of what? It describes the effect of the temperature on what? The effect of the temperature on the resistivity of the resistivity of what? The resistivity of the given substance, right? So if we just simplify this equation, then back we will have this equation, this rho T minus rho naught into T. If you just take it in reverse, then definitely you will come across this. So in this equation, it is clear that resistivity is the function of what? Resistivity is the function of the alpha, that it is alpha dependent, right? The coefficient of the temperature coefficient of resistance, it depends on the temperature coefficient of resistance, right? So if you increase the temperature, then resistivity is affected. Since it is different for different substances, then the same is the case here. So if it is positive, it's positive, negative, so negative, right? So this equation describes the effect of what? This equation describes the effect of the effect of what? The effect of the temperature on resistance, right? Our next topic would be the wire wound variable resistor. Wire wound. This is a topic which is wire wound variable resistor. Now, what are these kind of resistors? These kind of resistors, first of all, what are resistors? Many times I told you that resistors allow a constant flow of current. A constant flow of what? Flow of current. How? By limiting the current in the circuit. How does it limit in the current in the circuit? That the extra current, that is, yeah, the extra energy, it dissipate energy in the form of what? Dissipate energy in the form of heat, right? So this is wire wound resistors variable have what? They have very, and that is alpha is usually what? The alpha is very high. For them, the alpha is what? The alpha is very high, and they have high stability and high accuracy resistors and are always wire wounded. It is then like, just you may say, for example, it is like a kind of wire wounded in this way, like this one. And it just, this is the might be the shape of the wire wounded variable resistor. It is usually made up of chromium because of its very small temperature coefficient of resistivity. The wire wound resistors can safely operate at very higher temperature than the carbon type of resistors, and the wire wound variable resistors can be used as the, we can use the wire wound resistor as the rheostat, as the rheostat, and number two is the potential, is the rheostat and the potential divider, right? This is what a kind of variable resistor is, right? Variable resistor, which works on the principle of increase in length increases the resistance, right? And we can have what? The potential divider, and we can have then thermistors also. Thermistors, temperature dependent resistance, and it could be both for PTC also, and it could be both for the NTC also. This is what I in this topic, and inshallah in the next lecture I will explain the rheostat and the potential divider in the great detail. And usually the thermistors are in fact the semiconductor oxides, the what? The semiconductor oxide made up of what? Iron, nickel, and cobalt. And such kind of resistors, that is the thermistors, they can be used to avoid overheating. What can be used for? What can be used for avoid overheating, right? And hence appliance damage. And what? Appliance damage. Later they can be used for this. Means a very long story short, that this is just to avoid overloading. Overloading, or you may say a kind of current surge, right? That if the current exceeds more than a specified value, then the thermistor may alarm you about the kind of situation, or it automatically control, right, the amount of current that is flowing in the circuit. It can be used for as in the case of what? Alarm, temperature sensing alarms, that is that for overheating. It can be used for this one, for overheating. For example, look, if the temperature of the car engine increases, then the thermistor may alarm you about the situation that the car engine is getting overheat. So it can be used for that purpose also. And this very simple rule, the basic principle is the resistance, that is the change in temperature causes the change in resistance, and that resistance is then what? is fed into the voltage fluctuation. For example, UCV is equal to what? IR. So if your resistance changes, the potential difference across the system changes, and that changes can be observed as the change in the increase in the temperature of the system. It can be used for the temperature control, such as the air conditions and refrigerator. So the rest you study this in your book thermistor. This is just a kind of application of the PTC in the NDC, and the and it is in fact a resistor, and as I told you, resistor allow a constant flow of current in the circuit, and these kind of resistances usually control current by dissipating energy in the form of heat. And inshallah, about the rheostat and the potential divider, I will explain you in detail in my next lecture. So thank you very much for being here with me, and see you in the next lecture, inshallah.